Of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration, the Center for Disease Control, or the White House. But we are thinking that we are in the same line of thinking because everybody wants to prevent substance misuse. And this week happens to be National Substance Misuse Prevention Week. And so we want to acknowledge the fact that we are here fighting to create a drug-free community on Detroit's west side. We have our Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development, and our coalition mission is to improve outcomes for West Side Detroit youth and their families by establishing and strengthening community collaborations that promote positive youth development and community revitalization through the prevention of youth substance misuse and other problem behaviors. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development's mission reflects the work and being accomplished by way of meaningful partnerships and established resources throughout the West Side community of Detroit. So we are happy to be here. We're happy to be a part of such a wonderful, wonderful activity of substance misuse prevention. It's 71 degrees on May the 15th and a wonderful, beautiful spring day here in the city of Detroit. And I have with me today a very exciting person, a recent graduate of the University of Michigan School of Social Work, is it?
Yes.
And that is none other than a young lady that's going to be interning with us for the entire summer, and that is Miss Heather McNeely. And say hello to us, Heather.
Hello, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today, Mr. Arbuckle.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a future and graduate from University of Michigan Dearborn in August, and officially I'll graduate after this internship. And I'm a student in the Health and Human Services program with an environmental studies minor. I genuinely am looking forward to entering the world and the work of service.
We're excited to have you. And one of the projects that Heather will be leading our team on is the development of our community assessment. And can you tell us a little bit about that work?
Yes, yeah. So this summer we will be working towards the community assessment, in which will accompany the data assessment, the comprehensive data assessment that CUFYD released last year. And we will be working towards gaining the interviews and surveys from the community.
Yes, and it's going to be exciting because we'll be knocking on doors. Heather will be out there with some of our other team members, knocking on doors, gathering information about the demographics, the statistics, and learning firsthand what the community members feel are the issues that are surfacing in our community. And based on that information, we will be able to develop a strategic work plan where we will plan events and activities that will address those strategic problems that have been identified by the community. We know that in our community, marijuana is a very, very problem substance because of the fact that it's been legalized. It has changed the attitudes of many of our young people. They now have a reduced perception of risk because it's legal, even though it's not legal for anybody that's under the age of 21. We know that it's a very harmful drug that is very addictive, and so we have to come up with some methodologies to educate our community to prevent the usage of those products. And then We also want to take a look at some of the public policies that are in existence in our community, not only in our community, but across the entire state of Michigan when we look at the blood alcohol content issue that takes place in Michigan. And we're going to talk about that just a little bit more right now in celebration of our National Prevention Week. And we are looking at trying to prevent any type of addictive behavior, whether it be alcohol, whether it be drugs, whether it be prescription medication like opioids, whether it be something like gambling or obesity. We're looking at all of the addictive behaviors that can impact the members of our community. And as we drive for wellness in the community and total wellness, then we want to address all of those behaviors. We want to address all of those issues. And one of the issues that we know a common sense proposal that can help diminish drunk driving in our Great Lakes state is the reduction of the blood alcohol content that is acceptable in our world. Right now, blood alcohol content level is at 0.08. But we know that buzz driving is drunk driving, and it impairs a person's ability to function. It impairs their motor skills, and we know that it does impact you when it is at 0.05. So we're looking at trying to reduce that, and it's no secret that drunk driving is a hazard, and it is very easily preventable. And we know that here in the state of Michigan, believe it or not, the number one cause of traffic deaths is drunk driving. That's right. In 2022 and 2023, in 2022, statistics have now been gathered, and we know that 322 people died in the state of Michigan in which the driver was impaired by alcohol. Alcohol-involved crashes are disproportionately deadly. While they account for just 3.2% of the collisions in 2022, drunk driving accounted for 28.7% of the deaths. So when a person is drunk and driving, the consequences of a crash statistically have been proven very, very much worse than a regular crash from an accident. And then we know that drunk driving is very expensive. The total cost of drunk driving includes medical and mental health care expenses, work loss, public services, legal fees, property damage, and more. In 2021, the comprehensive cost associated with each alcohol-involved fatality in Michigan was $11,509.95. No, wait a minute. Let me correct that. $11,509,095. And that equals $3.8 billion a year that drunk driving costs the state of Michigan and its citizens. And the problem is not going away with our current policy. We know that. Year-over-year changes in alcohol-related traffic fatalities have been minor, ranging between 250 to 350 per year over the past decade. Now, this can't be simply the cost of doing business. There needs to be a change, and we have an opportunity to make some changes. And we know that a cost-free solution is to lower the limit. We don't accept drunk driving deaths, and it's time to take effective action. Michigan should pass a law lowering the blood alcohol content threshold for impaired driving from 0.08% to 0.05%, and we need to do that immediately. The national public safety campaigns have emphasized that buzz driving is drunk driving, and this measure gives the slogan even more emphasis. Individuals with a blood alcohol content of 0.05 already experience reduced coordination, ability to track moving objects, difficulty steering, and reduce response times. So people with a blood alcohol content of 0.05 to 0.79 are 7 to 21 times more likely to die in a single car crash than an unimpaired driver. That's right, 21 times more likely to die from that crash. It's time. Isn't it time to make a change?
Yeah.
And we have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to join the cause. The majority of the countries enforce a blood alcohol content limiting 0.05 or lower. Surveys have found that approximately 68% of the United States supports a blood alcohol content of 0.05. The National Transportation Safety Board has recommended states adopt a blood alcohol content limit of 0.05, and they've done that since 2013. What are we waiting for, Michigan? Come on! Let's join the party.
Yeah.
And the blood alcohol content limit for commercial drivers is already 0.04. That's right. Commercial drivers are at a lesser blood alcohol content limit than it's less than half of what is the limit for our regular citizens here in the state of Michigan. So we need to join the party. We need to share this policy opportunity with our legislators. You know, the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development participated in a survey activity with an organization called Counter Tools, which went across the entire state of Michigan, surveying, photographing, and understanding the retail alcohol practices that take place in the state of Michigan. And one of the things that we found that was very, very scary is that you can buy beer in the state of Michigan cheaper than you can buy water. Think about that.
Wow.
Beer is less expensive than water. A 12-ounce bottle in the state of water in the state of Michigan, just H2O, Nestle, coming from the hot springs, coming straight out of the earth for free. The average cost is 79 cents. And for a bottle of, Yokel, or there's a beer out there, a malt liquor, and I'm not going to advertise it by sharing the name, but you can buy it for 59 cents. Beer is cheaper than water. We've got to make some changes, Michigan. We've got to make some good public policy that has a positive impact on our citizens, that has a positive impact on our youth. And it's not prohibition. A blood alcohol content of 0.05 limit encourages personal responsibility, not teetotaling. I'm not telling people that they can't have a bottle of beer, that they can't have a glass of wine, but we need to understand and set reasonable limits that will be healthy for our citizens, limits that will reduce fatal crashes, and we encourage personal responsibility, and there is no evidence of broad changes in total consumption or harm for business if we reduce the alcohol content limit from 0.08 to 0.05. Since the 0.05 alcohol limit enhancement in December 30th, 2018, alcohol sales continue to increase up to 22.9%. Sales tax revenues from restaurants, rental car, hotels, and resorts, air travel into the state and national park follow suit. It takes 4 drinks for the average 170-pound male to exceed 0.05. 4. So having 2 or 3 drinks is just fine. And that will happen within 2 hours on an empty stomach, or the average of 3 drinks for a female. And let me just say, as we wrap this thing up, who's with us? The Association for the Advancement of Automotive Medicine, the National Road Safety Foundation, the National Safety Council, the National Transportation Safety Board, the World Health Organization, the American Medical Association, the American Public Health Association, Advocates for Highway and Auto Safety, Governor's Highway Safety Association, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. So it's not just we, the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. It's not just the citizens that are members of the Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development on the west side of Detroit. It is national and international organizations across the globe that understand that if we reduce our blood alcohol content limits, it will be a positive impact on our lives. I mean, there's instant impact. In 2018, Utah became the first United States to adopt the 0.05 blood alcohol content limit, and since then, the fatal crash dropped from 19% the next year, and 22.1% of Utah drinkers indicated that they had changed their behaviors around drinking and driving. Okay? It works. It has an impact, and we need to embrace it. During National Prevention Week, let's share with our legislators the importance of reducing the blood alcohol content limit here in the state of Michigan. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and wrap this thing up. So right now we're going to take a break from what we're talking about and hear from our sponsors. Thank you for watching Urban Review.
You will love your Avis Ford, because at Avis Ford, we make it easy to get you your no money down monthly payment right over the phone. We call it Shop by Phone, and it's the best way we know to get you your payment options fast. You want leather and a sunroof? How about an upgrade to all-wheel drive? Just give us a call. Shop online, shop by phone, or visit us at Telegraph at 12 Mile. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD.
Meet Danny, high school senior, 17 years of age, all A student. Danny is just now finding out he scored 1,490 out of 1,600 on his SAT. Danny's friend decided to ask, "How did you do it?" Danny replied, "I believe every day is a test. To fail or succeed, you choose." The effects of vaping is the one test that Danny chose not to study for.
Vaping does not discriminate on who becomes addicted. Over 2 million high school students use some type of electronic cigarette device. The top tobacco companies also own vaping devices. The FDA found that vaping contains some of the same toxic chemicals as regular cigarettes that lead to cancer. So whether you smoke traditional cigarettes with tobacco or smoke electronic cigarettes using nicotine, your health is at risk. There's no safe way to smoke. For more information, contact the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development.
The non-medical use of prescription drugs, including opioids, is a growing concern in our communities, affecting all ages, including our youth. If the medication wasn't prescribed to you or has expired, don't take it. If your name isn't on the bottle, it's not meant for you to swallow. Addiction is real, and lives are being ruined. Worse yet, lost.
Visit PreventionDetroit.org/opioids to find prescription Dropbox locations.
The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development is a nonprofit organization that focuses on preventing personal problems we believe are facilitated by being raised in a foster care environment, or remediating potential problems through education and information to the community. Our programs focus on 3 key areas: youth aging out of foster care, community action, and healthcare. Our programs are focused on young adults in the foster care system who are about to age out, those that have just aged out, and the community at large. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development hosts a variety of services focusing on the needs of foster care youth throughout the community. We also work with numerous community coalitions in our efforts to provide the best services for our clients and to help build stronger communities. We believe that a healthy mind and body are cornerstones to a healthy and prosperous community. The Center also engages our community in mental health and wellness advocacy, as well as suicide prevention. Foster youth emerge from the foster care system vulnerable to substance abuse, with little opportunity to obtain higher education or develop life skills. The Center for Urban Youth and Family Development empowers youth that are in and transitioning out of the foster care system to overcome the struggles and challenges by providing them substance abuse prevention, life skills training, and workforce development programs. Drawing from the life experiences of our founder, Mr. Marcel Arbuckle, we open the door to positive and productive life through education, health, and life skills development. For more information, you can visit our website at cuyfddetroit.org or check out our social media at cuyfddetroit.
My fear is not being myself and putting others in harm whenever I'm under the influence. Did you know drivers with a BSC of .08 are 4 times more likely to get in a crash than those with a 0?
There is a reason why the legal drinking age is 21. Underage drinking is ugly because teens who start to drink before the age of 15 are 12 times more likely to be unintentionally injured.
Over 300 fatal crashes and almost 4,000 injury crashes were alcohol related.
Death is ugly, especially since this avoidable accident. Yet on average, every 52 minutes, alcohol-impaired driving fatality occurs.
Fees and fines are ugly and I want to get paid, not owing anybody money. If everyone obeyed new driving policies with a BAC of no more than .05, alcohol-impaired driving fatalities, injuries, and total costs could decrease by 71 through 77%.
Help us remind others to not be ugly with alcohol and keep alive with .05. This message was brought to you by the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development. For more information on how you can get involved, email admin@mycap.org.
Hello, and welcome back to Urban Review. I just want to update you on a few things that are going to go on in our community over the next couple of weeks. First of all, this coming Sunday at the Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, which is located at 18700 James Cousin Highway, we're going to be celebrating No Menthol Sunday. We know that Big Tobacco has targeted our African American communities and with menthol flavored tobacco products that are easier to become addicted to and harder to quit. So we're going to be celebrating No Menthol Sunday, and we ask everybody not to smoke any menthol flavored cigarettes on Sunday, May the 18th. And come on out to Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, 18700 James Cousin Highway, and celebrate No Menthol Sunday with us. Also, we will be having our community town hall meeting and community resource fair, also located at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, and that will take place on Saturday, May the 29th, from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Come on out. We have a fantastic community town hall meeting scheduled with none other than Mr. Carlton Hall, who is a certified community developer who will be providing the keynote address. We will also have a resource fair with over 30 different vendors with resources available for us throughout our community. So please come on out. That is Saturday, May the 29th at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, 18700 James Cousin Highway, from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. We'll also be serving a nutritious meal, 30 different vendors with resources throughout the community. And also Mr. Carlton Hall will be there to give us some good information. And then Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the Michigan Coalition to Reduce Underage Drinking will be having its coalition up in Bay City on May the 28th. Ms. Gwen Moore from our Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development will be one of the keynote presenters. Data survey, so come on out and participate in that. Also on May the 31st out at Belle Isle, we will be having our community kickball tournament that we will be co-sponsoring with the Whose House, Our House community organization at Belle Isle, and that will start at 10 o'clock a.m. and run until about 3 o'clock p.m. That's at Belle Island. Come on out and have a great time, play some kickball, and have some good substance prevention free community fun. And then on May the 31st, we will be participating in the Run to Save Our Youth out at Livonia, and we will be participating in that beautiful 5K run. Come on out and participate. So and then tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. will be our monthly coalition meeting. If you like to call in, call 790-495-5710, and the password is CUYFD. Be a part of our coalition for urban youth and family development to create a drug-free community on Detroit's west side. And as we wrap things up, we want to wrap things up with the poem that Nelson Mandela said to himself every day for the 27 years that he was in captivity. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods there be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not once nor cried aloud, and under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid, for it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. And remember, when you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Plant your feet, set your shoulders, lift your chin, and take a brace. And when the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, you may fail, but you may conquer. So see it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. And if the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, remember, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile one with troubles you'll be set. But remember, you are simply facing what other men have met. So if you fall still fighting, don't give up whatever you do. Keep your eyes to the front, your head high to the finish, and see it through. Thank you for watching Urban Review.